Because that song resonated with, like, resonates in the heart, right? So because of the realm of work that I do, that God has gifted me with, it's a continuous blessing.
Welcome to Message Reveal. Message Reveal identifies a vibe, a message, or a story told through lyrics of a song. And if you rock with me every week, you know what I do. I tell you something special about our special guest. But before we get started, if you're new to the platform, please subscribe to find out what Message Reveal is all about. Now, let's get back to business so I can tell you a few things, and I only mean a few things about our special guest. One, she's a native of Las Vegas. Yes, we love our natives. Number two, she's a therapist, and we cannot wait to find out what she do. And last but not least, she's the director of Healing Waters. You guys, please put your hands together and welcome my beautiful guest. I'm going to say it one more time because she just has the best teeth in the world. My beautiful guest, Miss Vinisha Kelley. How are you, beautiful lady?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me. Happy holidays, first of all. And it's just an honor to be on with another beautiful woman from Las Vegas with a great smile and set of teeth.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And I just love to say to all my guests, you could be doing anything on your Friday and you took time out of your busy schedule to support me and come on my platform. So thank you.
Yes. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Without a doubt. So let's just talk about, we're going to dive in and talk about what you do. I know I said you're a therapist, but I want you to tell my audience what kind of therapist you are and what you do. And even before you do that, let's talk about your origin story. Like how, because you have over 20 years in your background and what you do, correct?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about your origin story and then come into what you do actually now.
Okay. So around 2004, I got introduced to hearing about what I do. And I didn't know about it, never heard about it. So I just said, this particular lady worked with my mother, and she said she was losing weight and her eyesight was improving, but she was getting her sessions done in Chicago. So I looked it up because at the time I was having a lot of issues with blurred vision, migraine headaches. And at that time I was like 23.
Wow.
So, and prior to, hearing about what I do, I had issues from a child, from maybe starting at 10 years old. I can remember my grandmother giving me castor oil. I would take over-the-counter medication for menstrual cramps when I started my menstrual, like Dimetap, and that gave me I was hallucinating in the middle of the night. I would see spiders sitting on the desk at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I would have random nosebleeds, numbness in my hands and feet, dizzy spells when I would wake up in the morning. So all of that, reflecting back, was helpful to be where I am today, and it makes me so much more passionate. So looked up Healing Waters after hearing about what I do, and I was going in very apprehensive because everybody is scared, and I love today when people are like, "I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel," and I'm like, I love new people. I love all of this being afraid of what it is, because it's an opportunity for me to tap in and go, I've been there. I know how you're feeling, and it made my journey. I refined what I do so much more because I want people to have the best, most comfortable experience each and every time. So that is definitely something that I appreciate going through as a young individual, having health issues and bringing myself out of those health issues by, doing what I love to do at this moment.
So, for those that don't know, I know, I'll just say that you're a therapist, but you specialize in colonics, correct?
Yes. So my what I do is called a colon hydrotherapist.
And let's just talk about. So, I just want to be very honest. I've had colonics before prior to the pandemic. I was
Okay.
kind of on a schedule, and pandemic happened. Everything shut down. Things just changed. But I can tell you, I noticed a difference just after. I think I did 2 or 3 sessions because it's not one and done.
Right.
But you can tell us more about that. So tell us what a colonic is, how it is actually facilitated, and anything else surrounding that.
Okay. So colon hydrotherapy is used as a mechanism to release impurities out of your bloodstream, your other organs, and of course the large intestine. It does not get to the small intestine because that's where we assimilate our food and nutrients. But by us moving the old waste out, it allows all of the breakdown of undigested foods and other things we have consumed, like medications and foods that are not supported in our body. So that is that's the basis of it. The nozzle is a pencil thin tube that is non reusable. It's a disposable nozzle each and every time. So let me make that very clear.
I'm glad you said that.
Absolutely. So the nozzle is inserted by our guest, our client, but we're in the room to facilitate the insertion to make sure you're comfortable. I can speak for my facility myself. This is what we do on a consistent basis. We do not leave the room without making sure that our guests are properly inserted, covered, and in a comfortable state. The water temperature is between 98 and 104. So the system is designed to shut off after the baseline number, which is 104. So there's no, water going in you that's too cold or too hot. You're laying on your back in what's referred to as an open style table, formerly known as the Libby system.
Mm.
So there are a couple of different systems that's used, but this is the system that we use throughout our facility. So it has an opening in the middle, which is also shown on our Healing Waters website. That's myhealingwaterslv.com. And I have a video that displays the nozzle, the table, and I also show exercises on the table. Because as I've done this for so many years now and done so many on myself, I even did 30 in 30 days. And I've done 12 in 2 weeks. So I played with it because I wanted to see how the body responded after getting so many, because I would always get that question, how many is too many? Does it hurt your body? Do you lose your good, bacteria in your body? And so as I did that study, I noticed by week 2, I was craving lots of water, had lots of energy, and on an average, you lose about a half a pound per session. And I slept really well. And to this day, that was 2 years ago, to this day, I still cannot consume or overconsume a lot of food, which is good because we don't need to overconsume food. We should be able to eat a handful of nuts, handful of fruits or vegetables, and our body takes what it needs from those natural foods, get into our blood system, oxygenate our blood system, give the minerals that we need, and dispose of the excess. That's how our body should operate. But we're in this state where we overconsume everything. On top of, we're drinking water that has no mineral content, and we are eating sugars and all of those things that the body doesn't know how to respond to. So you get random aches, pains, headaches, all the things that I was experiencing as a young child,
Mm.
because growing up with grandparents from the South, they think that if you not if you don't have no meat on your body, you're not healthy. So they let me eat whatever. So I cannot eat any of those things to this day because my body, I know how my body responds now. If I eat a candy bar right now, my energy will be zapped in less than 5 minutes. If I eat
Mm.
a handful of fruit, my body continues to go on like it needs to because the body's response to something it doesn't recognize or something that doesn't grow from a natural source, the body's just kind of just taking it in, storing it somewhere. That's why we have our cellulite and our aches in our hands, or our vision is interrupted, hearing is interrupted. All of those things are big deals.
Wow. Um, I loved how you crafted the story to use you as an example, meaning
Mhm.
the elements and the things. And you even talked about some things that are culturally very relevant. Where down south, if you don't have no meat on your bones, they consider you're not healthy. And not just down south.
You're
They have
poor.
some tribes in Africa that the
Yes,
bigger the women are, mean the more wealthy you are. And I think this is a process to dismiss those myths that just because you have weight that means you're more healthy, and that's not necessarily the case. And even if you're skinny, you're not, it does not mean you're necessarily healthy.
absolutely.
um I think the biggest thing is knowing your body and know what works for you, because it's not a one size fit all for anybody. And that's why I like the colonics, because it gives, am I saying it correct? Colonic,
Yes,
is
yep.
that correct?
Colonics, colon hydrotherapy. That's
Okay,
how it's referred.
I want to make sure, because that's what I know the name of and what I participated in. But you need to be aware of your body and what you can and cannot eat, correct?
Absolutely, all the time. Our genetics play a factor. Our blood types play a factor. So us as Black Americans, we are just culturally designed to eat and try everything, right? And we cannot eat other culture food. We should be eating really more from the earth, especially if you have a particular blood type. Now, I can't say that for everybody, but a lot of times when we have mixed genes, you sometimes people can eat meat and fruits and vegetables, and thus they need a different balance. But sometimes if you're just fully one culture, then your body should be eating this over there. So it's so many factors that play a part in everything. But one thing that does not is not dismissed from anybody, from any culture, any size, anything, is detoxing. Sweat,
Mm.
number one, pulls impurities out, parasites out of the bloodstream. Um, Juicing, fasting, consuming minerals, whether you're consuming like Himalayan salt in your water or liquid trace minerals, like your potassium, magnesium, calcium, all of those, um, and the colonics, exercising, all of those factors coming together is going to be harmonious to the body at any degree.
So I'm just going to dig a little deeper, and you might be irritated with me, but
That's all
and the
I do is
reason,
dig all day, Scotty.
oh, that part,
I go deep sea
yes.
diving all day.
And the reason why I say this, when you adopt a different perception or lifestyle than what your family is used to operating,
Mhm.
how do you navigate those barriers to say, hey, that's okay if you choose to do this, but I'm going to do something different, or I don't eat this, but it's okay if you choose to do that. How do you have that balance?
It took a while. My feelings were hurt a lot because everybody was, oh, you're vegan, oh, you don't eat meat anymore, oh, are you sure that's you're going to be okay, all of those things. And then when you detox your body, you become more confident, more mentally focused, more mentally sharp. you know just the expression of the way you talk and move, it becomes different. Your vibration is higher, right? So it becomes where you stop I'm trying to, hey, come over here, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, you know what? I'm an example. I've had these things like I expressed to you: migraine headaches, dizzy spells, all these pains and aches, fibroids, all of these things. I moved myself out of those things by doing this. And if I am not shown if I can't show myself as a good example, if I can't show that I've gone all year without having a cold, or I've gone 5 years without having a cold, or I didn't have the COVID vaccination and I still hugged and operated, in the same presence as I have, and I haven't had no vaccinations or anything like that. So if you don't resonate with me because of the choices that I've made that's made my body feel better, knowing I have gone through these things, then that's okay. You continue to do your thing and I continue to do mine, but I don't feel bad about it anymore. But that's that's just my mindset now, where as though I'm a living example, and here's the information I can offer you. I used to offer information without people asking for it, and I still kind of do it every now and again. It's a control thing, it's an Aquarius thing. But
I love my Aquarius.
come over here, do this. Don't say nothing, just no question. But I now will, people will come to me, or if I offer some insight, they may come back to me and go, "Oh, I heard that on Dr. Oz, or I came across this information, and or what you gave to me worked, and I don't know, it's intuitive." I go, "What did I give you?" Because God will just like tell me, like
Wow.
download it for that specific person, and then I forget. And then they
Wow.
may come back to me 6 months, a year later, and go, "That stuff you gave me." I'm like, "What did I say?" I don't know.
You're like, I
It
forgot
worked.
all about it.
And so, just allowing people to be on their journey, on their own time. That's how I navigated. That's how I removed my emotions from it and just go, I'm going to be empathetic with you. If you come to me and ask me a question, if I can offer you insight, fine. If I don't have the question, I'll find somebody else that can give you the answer, and we'll work it from there. So I don't allow that to be a part of my, mindset anymore. I just go, this is what I'm doing, and I'm fine. You can see I'm okay. I'm not
Yeah.
passing out. I'm not hospitalized. I don't have any colds. So, but if you got a cold, you said sugar. What'd you eat last night? Now I'm sarcastic. Did you have a cookie last night? Did you have some coffee? What'd you do? And they're like, "Oh, how'd you know?" That's how I navigate. I twist it around. I make you become accountable for yourself.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it.
I still think it's very wonderful that you have chose to understand, because I say on this platform, I want to just provide options, one about music, but the guests that I come on, that have on my platform, I want you to know what options are out there. And when our options are not available or our choices are made for us without our consent, that's when the problem comes in. So I thank you for saying, listen, everybody's on their journey. I still give information, I support. And then if we want to have a one-on-one, or they're asking you, hey, why is this or why is that? Now you can go in and say, that coffee, that cookie, I mean, which I'm guilty of, and I'm not a vegan, but I do understand the benefits of it, because we were just at an event, what was it, 2, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, yeah,
And it was a wonderful event. It was all vegan based food.
yes,
Um,
lovely.
Shout out to the Edible Bunch. Yes, their food
Absolutely.
is amazing. And what I love about their food, I just have to give them a quick shot. They don't take away from the flavor. And that's why I think people can really transition, because the flavor is still there and it's still done with love. I think people stay on the other side due to not being able to find something to taste pretty good.
Tastes good. And
Yeah.
tacotarian. I love those
Yes.
little tacos. Oh my God. I was looking for them in the daytime with a flashlight.
Now that I think about it, I think you and we met.
Yeah,
We were standing in line for
the
for
tacos.
not tacos, edible bunch.
Oh yeah, yeah. Originally, yes, at their Sunday, um,
It was an
what?
outdoor market.
Yes, the outdoor market. Yeah, absolutely.
So
At
you,
Ariva.
yes. So I
Plant-based
take
Sundays.
You've been a fan and been supporting him for many years, or?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I've known Miles, growing up during high school, and he started out doing vegan food and was just kind of doing some dinners at his house. And then he and his wife, he and his wife both doing the food out of their home. And now that they have their pop up, I'm so ecstatic and so proud of them to keep going, because that's a lot of work.
It is.
Every time I see them, I'm like, wow. And it's just them, and they may have some help here and there, but they don't stop, and they're pleasant each and every time. But that is also a testimony to the vegan lifestyle, because your body stays in a happy space and a high frequency. So I'm so amazed at them.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. And you're right. Sometimes, like, I actually told V, I said, girl, I know you tired. Like, once she get in there, she gets to going, she moving, she doesn't stop, and miles are moving. So they're a wonderful bunch to no play on the word, to find out if you really want to go vegan. I don't tell anybody what to do, but they are a great catalyst for you to taste some food and say, okay, maybe I can do this if you
Absolutely.
choose to.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad that the stigma of vegan plant-based food is out the door now, because before, culturally, Black people didn't invite that.
Hmm.
It was like, oh, that's rabbit food, that's for the others. We weren't warm to that, right? So
Hmm.
now we are warm to it, we're happy to it, oblige and be a part of that community,
Yeah.
and share it. So, and herbs, I'm like, love where we are right now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we always take anything and just elevate it to the next level. But I have to say, when I was younger, my mom would feed us vegetarian meals like 3 times out of the week, and we didn't know no difference. And our friends would be like, "Oh, y'all not eating meat?" Like they thought it was odd. And my mother would, clean us out, get castor oil like you did as well. But what that was, it was just ensuring that our internal system would run at its highest peak. We didn't like it because we had to get cleaned out, but that's the same thing, so to speak, with colonic,
Mhm.
is to clean all the impurities out so your body can run at its maximum capacity.
Absolutely, and just get reset mentally. Your emotional state is more balanced. Your sleep is more, balanced. So, and you just can get in a restful, state, in a relaxed state throughout the day. So, yeah, I love
Yes.
it.
Well, I thank you so much. We're going to talk a little bit more about this journey in colonics and things that I have questions with. But we got to switch the table and we got to talk about music. Oh, girl, it has turned me all the way out in such a wonderful way.
Yes.
And I say all of that because I have a question for you regarding music, my dear.
Okay.
Can you identify a song that has either provided lessons, distractions, or blessings? Now, before you answer, it's a couple of
Okay.
rules to the game, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you can sing, I need you to sing your throat box out, okay? If you can rap, I need you to go hard in the paint, okay? But if you cannot do either or, I need you to say it with passion. When we say in the streets, stand 10 toes down, that means you got to feel what I'm talking about. So
Sure.
I'll
Okay.
go back to my original question. Can you identify a song that has provided lessons, distractions, or blessings?
um, I would say, hmm, Butterflies by Mariah Carey.
Why? Why that song?
Because that song resonates in the heart, right? So because of the realm of work that I do, that God has gifted me with, it's a continuous blessing to just say, like we just spoke about, people not accepting or being in an understanding state for what it is, that the choices that we make when we're going against meat, going against the standard quo, where it's just like, that song is like, if you should return to me, you know, it's just like, go off and do your thing, And if you return to me, I know the love is supposed to be. So at the end of the day, my love is going to be foundational, right? I'm always going to be here, ready, open, ready to give, ready to receive. And then that person who may not be ready to receive, they know they can go off and do their butterfly journey, and God will always bring you back to where you need to be. And so that's kind of the baseline of that song that always just it's been like a heart tug for me. So
Oh,
that I would just say that that's a blessing because that's what we need in this world. We need each other to be able to uplift, give insight all the time. And you just never know where you're going to get that from or from who.
yeah, that's definitely true. I love
Yeah.
that. And I do believe that. It's someone else that also put it in that frame, like you allow it to go. At that point, they needed to go, but if it comes back, it was meant to be or meant
Hmm.
to be with you or for you. So,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
same
So,
concept, right?
yeah, same concept. Yeah. And so that's where that lies with me.
I love that. So, let's talk about you being a mother. I'm a mother, you're a mother.
Hmm.
I have multiple things, you have multiple things. How do you balance being a mama to make sure you're in his life and provide the things that he needs,
Hmm.
but also do your what you need to do as a mother, a woman, and anything else? How do you balance life?
I'm thankful for my mom.
Woo!
I'm glad God has given me her and she's in a healthy state. And, we have a close family dynamic. So she is superior in my life where she's there with him throughout the school day, and she helps with that dynamic. And for his, outside activities, I'm there. So thankfully, I am an entrepreneur where I don't have to worry about being dismissed because I want to participate in his life and activities. So now, recently, in the last like 3 months, I've been working every day, even though I may not be at work all day, or I can shift my schedule around, but I may go to his soccer game with my work clothes on.
Yes.
And uh, by pretty much being an entrepreneur since he started being, let me see, like 6 or 7, I bring him to work with me sometimes. So
Mm.
it gives him that opportunity to, well, he's been at work with me since he was 3 weeks old, because I had a guest at that
What?
time when I was working for another colon hydrotherapy place. She only wanted me. So she kind of called me every couple of days to see when I was coming back to work. I'm like, you know what? I guess it's time to go back to work. So here I go.
Wow.
I was nursing him, and I had us in the wellness spa, and women who love babies, I would just pass him for a minute if I had a guest, or I would do the colonic while he's on me. And you would be surprised, men and women were very receptive to me giving them a colonic while he's on my chest,
Ooh.
having
Wait,
his
wait,
little baby
hold on.
born.
Wait, that's a pause moment. I don't know if I heard you correctly.
Yes, you did.
What?
I was nursing him. I had him in the baby Bjorn in the little carrier for me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my little homie. We've been rolling since he was 3 weeks.
Wow. You
I
can't
ain't
tell
going to go
me.
anywhere.
You cannot tell me mothers can't do any and everything.
We we
Wow.
we did, okay, we did, and we worked. And so when he was like 4 or 5, I'm taking no during COVID. I think he was about 5 or 6. I had him with his mask on. I brought him to work sometimes. He was greeting people before we shut down. And then when we opened back up, he was greeting people. I had him cleaning the tables. He knows how
You
to
put
check
them
our,
put
I
them to
believe in
work.
child labor.
Listen, that's
Um,
mamas.
yes, he checks our guests out. So I, I'm able to give him a different outlook on life to become responsible at an early age, so he can be more socially set around adults, or his peers. So I'm thankful that I was able to do that. So that's kind of really my balance, where I'm like, hey, I need you at the store, and I need you to do this, fold the laundry or take the trash out. And he does it, and you know, it's not, maybe not his favorite thing to do, but he likes the engagement part. He likes that he can take people's payment, and he tells me
Oh,
to go over there, get out of his way, let
oh,
him do it, and stop giving him so many tasks at one time, because I'll go and blah, 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 and then I'll walk away.
Aquarius.
My poor baby. But he
Oh,
did learn the computer software system in a day. I was walking in one day. I'm like, listen, I need you to do this, 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 and you need to figure it out fast, and don't call me.
oh, and he did it. He did it. Oh,
He did not call me, and he did what he needed to do. We're checking out the guests, and he had a little stumble, and I would just step back and watch him. And my guests actually like engaging with him, because they're like, wow, how dynamic is this to see a young person who's 12 engage and have the interest, and I'm like, and make eye contact and things like
yes.
that. So that's how I'm finding that balance, where I bring my son into my world, and he knows that I'm a part of his world. I
Mhm.
video his soccer games, and I'm texting all of this, whoever made the goal and stuff like that. And then the game's over, I'm like, bye, going to work. And
I love it. I feel like, and this is just my perspective, you're giving him some great soft skills that a lot of our children are not having,
privy to,
meaning how
yeah.
to interact, like you said, give eye contact, customer service. Right now, it is a thin line between great customer service and, yes, I'm going to say really shitty customer service. And you know, very rarely you have down the middle. So you're preparing him for whatever line of work, whatever he chooses to do. You need to
Absolutely.
have great bedside manners, I believe, because I don't spend my
Absolutely.
money with bad attitude or energy or horrible customer service.
Yeah, I just had a guest right now. He said he was with his physician, and he's in such, despair with his body, a lot of emphysema and swelling and stuff. And he was just like, I can't believe how rude he was. He's like, there. He was like, I had one practitioner. She had her back to me the entire time. She's entering all my information and barely even turned around and looked me in the eye. So, it definitely has to change. He was like, I remember when doctors used to do all of the things. They used to do the stethoscope and then check your ears and check your throat, and then they would also engage with you and make you feel, you know, comfortable. He's
Yeah.
like, now nobody knows how to do that. And so I think with the social media and internet and stuff like that has definitely disconnected people, where they don't know how to engage, and a lot of people are kind of shied off and in a corner, where it's like we can't lose that human connection no matter what distractions we have.
No, I definitely agree. And I was just speaking to someone on a previous podcast talking about what doctors, and not to go down the rabbit hole, but the point is they are now contracted. They are not employees of the hospital, and they have a certain time frame, maybe 15 minutes, and 15 minutes don't allow you or the patient to engage, to have a real critical conversation about what your needs are and what they can provide. So, I encourage people to have care that works for them. If that doctor or whoever is not doing what's for you, you may need to find other options that work for you. Because at the end of the day, you spend your money.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah,
There.
yeah,
So hopefully, him telling you that conversation, probably because you provided excellent care and you
absolutely.
engaged in conversation, as you and I always do when we see each other, and you
Yeah,
probably made him feel like my needs are being dealt with.
absolutely. And being in this side of the spectrum, you have to participate in understanding what's going on with the person that you're dealing with. And for me, again, going back to my history of remembering all the things that I had going on as a child, it just brings me forward to be able to take care of the people that I'm dealing with on a good basis. I'm like, I'm glad my body had those different things, because I understand how to maneuver with you.
Mhm.
So that's just where it's at. That's why I'd even do the exercises. I show people exercises on the colonic table, because our colon is a muscle. So the more we move around, we're stimulating our lymphatic system. We're giving contractions to the colon, which helps stimulate more waste out. And you're not sitting there just laying there stagnant. This is work. Our bodies are work each and every day, which helps us keep us mentally stable, physically and spiritually sound. So It's not, I make you work over here.
Wow. I can't wait till I'm a little nervous, but I'm coming.
I want to see you
Yes.
sweat, baby. Yes.
I'm coming, but no, I think that's great. And again, we need individuals to know that it is other options out there, because if you go to the average doctor, they will not recommend, they will not. Now, a holistic doctor may do so, but how I found out about colonics was my sister telling me about it. She did it and she was like, I think it'll be great. You try it. Other than that, it's not something that's not part of the care, the well care system here.
Hmm.
And I believe it should be a part of the process. And I'm not saying it just because you're on, it's because it helps eliminate
Yeah.
and gives the body the opportunity to restore itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can say there have been a handful of physicians, gastrointestinal physicians as well, and chiropractors that have sent guests over here to do colonics. I'm like, kiss your doctor. That's what I would say, kiss your doctor, because
Wow.
oh yeah, I've heard about it, or some doctors have had it and they've, expressed it with their, patients. And I'm like, okay, awesome, great.
I think that's wonderful. Also, a chiropractor as well.
Yeah, chiropractors. I've had physicians and gastrointestinal doctors that may need their patients to do a colonoscopy. So
Mhm.
some clients have come in to do a series of colonics, at least 3 or 4, sometimes 2, right before their colonoscopy.
Okay. I can
And
see the gastro, but the chiropractor, I'm really shocked, or just a regular physician.
yeah,
Um,
me too.
and I think that's great. I mean, we have to
Hmm.
have that balance, and information is key so we can have choices and be an
Absolutely.
advocate for our body, our well-being. And you talk about frequency, I talk about frequency as well. That's what we want to
Mhm.
be, on a high frequency, because when you're on a high frequency, you can process things so much faster.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And your nervous system is relaxed as well. And you don't
Mm,
get all over the place.
mm-hmm,
So, yeah, it's
mm,
a good thing. And we also
yes.
do that in here as well. We deal with frequency therapy, where it's targeting the organs and killing off the parasites and recovering the organs as well.
Yes, well, I was going to bring that up, but since you're talking about it, let's talk about, give the proper name and just a little bit more about it.
So the initial process is called the Oberon scan. That's Oberon. Again, that's on our website, shows us all the equipment and everything. That detects what's going on in your body from birth until current day.
Excuse me?
Hmm. And it's virtual as well, so she can scan anybody anywhere in the world. She just needs their address, date of birth, and your demographics, and she can scan anybody. And but it's better to be in office so you can get the follow-up treatments, which is called the zapper, and there's magnetic therapy, and there's a plasma generator. So 3 pieces of equipment can be going at the same time. The zapper could be eliminated if anybody has more than 2 inches of metal in the body, but however, the plasma generator is so powerful, it goes through half of our building. So most times when people are in here, they're getting the plasma generator. It's a light that goes through the body. It's cleansing impurities through the blood system. No side effects, right? But the scan detects what parasites, pathogens, viruses that's sitting dormant in the tissues of the body. And
Wow.
so she puts you on the zapper session, which sends frequencies specific to kill off the reproductive system of the parasites.
Mm,
Magnetic therapy, say you're dealing with headaches, migraines, she'll put a ring around your head. Gut issues, she'll put a pad on your tummy. And of course, the plasma generator is always going. So that's one set. And then we just got a new piece of equipment one of my guests blessed me with. It's called a Hocket. So that's frequencies, ozone, sauna. Yeah, yeah. So that's it's a lot of frequencies going on.
yes.
And we have PEMF, which is also a pulse electromagnetic frequency pad that is also stimulating relief of pain, giving oxygen to your cells, and you're just laying on the pads for 12 minutes. And so, say if you have a knee, you're having some discomfort in your knee, put a ring around your knee, or you lay on the pad, and the discomfort is going to go away quickly. You may have to do multiple sessions till your body catches up, but it's helping to speed up the recovery with literally no side effects. If anything, you're going to have detoxification. I don't want to say you'll just feel detoxification, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say a symptom or issues, but most people sometimes they'll over detox, so they're either having crazy dreams or they're having rashes or breakouts on the body, and that's all the body's response of getting those impurities out. So it's good to stay with movement, sweating, even if you're at home in your backyard. Do 50 jumping jacks, get in a hot tub if you can, and sweat it out, put some Epsom salt in it. So there's many ways of doing things, or drink some slippery elm, anything to eliminate the
Mm.
bacterias out of the body. And so, but the frequency therapy has helped plenty of people. We've gotten PSA levels down for men with prostate. We've gotten issues with lots of congestion in the body, Lyme disease. So different ailments are alleviated from the body. And she's just laying you on the bed and you're just feeling a little tingling in your hand and you're watching TV. That's it.
Wow. Well, I have like I'm even learning more. I did a little quick scan, but I'm learning more, so I can't wait to choose one thing and come and participate in it. But I think it's a wonderful way to inform our audience and to again let people know that there are other options out there that
Mm-hmm.
you can use to help remove those little things, especially during the holidays. I'm not gonna lie, I've just been eating all kinds of stuff and been having a good time with it. I'm being honest, and and what I mean by that, just you try stuff, you do stuff, but
Sure.
come the new year, and
Mm-hmm.
I say my real new year is in March, but
Okay,
I also
perfect.
celebrate the new year. I celebrate 3 New Years, and I know it
Okay.
sounds crazy. The January one, I honor that. The new year in spring, because spring for me is new year, and my
Absolutely.
birthday is
Okay.
also a new year. That's just my perspective.
Absolutely. And that's a good perspective. I love it. I love it.
So I can pick one of those new years to start something new, okay? So, with that being said, let's get back into music and let's talk about a song that you had the opportunity to purchase as a child and without anybody influence, like you clean the house or maybe your grandmother or big mama gave you some money and you like, I know what I'm going to purchase without anybody telling you what it is. Can
Mhm.
you identify a song?
Um, a song?
Or
Uh,
a song or a artist or anything. It was your first purchase in music.
it's gonna be crazy, but and you'll come to see that I am a Mariah Carey fan. But her Mariah Carey self-titled album, Mariah Carey.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
get
she was. I just loved her whole just softness and just it was just always something that just spoke to me directly. Just she always had songs of like uplift and just love and just being in tune with yourself,
yes,
and
yes,
not understanding that as a child, right? I just knew it was just I liked how she sounded. um she just seemed like a fun flirty type of individual.
yeah.
So that was my playful spirit, as a child, and still
Well,
to today.
yes. Well, we're gonna say shout out to Mariah. And
Yeah.
can you identify one of the songs on the album that just stands out to you right now?
Oh man. It's been so
Is
long
that the
since.
one that I had a vision of love and it was all?
Yes. Yes. That's it. That's the one right there. I couldn't think of it like that's it.
I
Vision
wouldn't
of
try
Love.
to sing her
I played
song,
that song a lot.
and it was beautiful, huh?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes,
Still to this
yes.
day, I can just like I get in a trance every time I listen to her music.
Oh,
Yeah. So Vision of Love is just it is what it is. That's what it is. We always should have a vision of love for ourselves, number one, and for others. So we can just continue to pass the torch of learning how to just stay in a happy space, because there's so many people that are missing love. They don't know how to love. They don't, they desire it, and sometimes people get it and don't know what to do with it. They run away from it. So again, that's still a vision of love. Some people have the vision of it but don't know how to accept it, carry it, and pass it through, you know. So yeah.
I love that. Oh yeah, you are definitely a Mariah Carey fan. And there's nothing wrong with that, because remember, it's from your perspective, not mine. So I love it.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you.
So I do have to, we're going to keep talking about colonics. And one of the things that I saw on your page that was very interesting, and I don't think when I had mines, that was a part of the service, adding oxygen to the water. What made you, how did that come about?
Oh, thank God for experiences and opportunities of learning. So I worked with a gentleman for a brief period of time who introduced me to ozone, the thought of ozone, what it does, and things like that. So he would run two nozzles into the rectum. One would just be ozone, one would be water. And time went on, I didn't work with him any longer, and I had Healing Waters to be responsible for. I said, I like that idea. And we had the oxygen concentrate, we had an oxygen chamber, and we moved to a smaller facility. So I had to get rid of the oxygen chamber, and it wasn't being utilized that much. I said, how can I revisit running oxygenation into the body? And so God was like, through the colonic. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Now how's that gonna work? So again, I like to experiment and things of that nature on myself first. And so I did myself a colonic, and I had a guest who gave me a ozone generator because she's into wellness and reading labs and stuff like that. So I told her, and she said, oh, I got one of those at home. I said, cool. So I tried. In one area of the unit, there's a manual column. Then there's a column that produces the water that's continuously flowing in you. And then there's the main tank. So I tried one day to just run the line in the manual column. I'm like, I would have to be in the room the entire time and constantly fill up. That's not going to work. So, but I tried it on myself, and I was like, okay, I'm sure something happened, but it wasn't consistent. Then I put it in the column where there's the water's going in. So it's kind of like a backflow situation. That's not going to work either, because the water's going to go up. And God was like, put it in the tank.
Oh,
So I put it in the main tank. So we feed the line into the main tank. So that was step one, figuring out how it's going to be most effective and fed through the session. Then I called a gentleman who was introduced to me by another guest of mine, the one who wanted me to come back to work when I was just having my baby.
yes.
So she took me to this gentleman named Thomas Brewer. He is a what is he? I think he's a PhD. And he does live blood microscopy. So he takes one drop of blood and see what your blood cells look like.
Okay, say that word again?
Live blood microscopy.
Okay, listen, I got an invisible pew. Okay.
So short term, live blood analysis.
Okay.
And so he takes one drop of blood, puts it under the microscope, sees what your blood is doing in real time. Okay. Some blood cells can be, I look at it like a highway. Some blood cells are stalled out on the side of the road and damaged. Some blood cells are flowing nicely on the highway, and some blood cells are clotted together like 5 o'clock traffic. So those blood cells that are damaged to the side, they need oxygen support. They need mineral support. Those that are clotted together, you're lacking your iron, your oxygen, and the minerals. And then those that are flowing nicely, okay, great. It's got some good support. But you also have parasites that attack and get embedded into the blood cells. So you'll see those parasites moving on the screen.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I got videos of that too. Yes. You can see those, they look like little black fragments, and they're either gathered up to one blood cell, or you have another nucleus that's going around the blood cells, cleaning up the waste, like an algae eater inside a fish tank. So
Mm.
all of our things work the same, whether you're in the sea, on land, or whatever. It all works synergistically the same. So I said, Dr. Brewer, can you come over and do a study with me at my facility? He was like, sure, sure. I said, I want to do something. I want to do 4 tests and see how things go. I want to see what the blood cells look like during a colonic. So we took for all 4 of me and my staff, and all of us did a different study. So we did filtered water that you normally get in a colonic table on the colonic. The water we drink naturally has O2, like we breathe. Now, we seen that person who did the filtered water got a little bit of charge to the red blood cells. Nothing significant, but we seen that little change, that there was some hydration to the cell. Then we did the ozone into the main tank, and we did another drinking water called Cocoon. There is a bathhouse here in town that has heightened levels of oxygenation that's poured it goes into the bathtub. It's just a regular bathtub in a sense, and they have a different spout on the tub. A spout that's dispersing water that has heightened levels of oxygen, because
Mm.
it has a pump system that's constantly going. So lower mineral content, high levels of oxygen. I took their bottled drinking water that comes out of Hungary, poured it in the tank separately, bypassed the system. So the Cocoon drinking water, that's an oxygenated water, and my ozone generator did the same thing across the board. White blood cells became very active in the inner cell, which fights off your bacteria and infections. So we've seen that the white blood cells, even those cells that were dormant, not moving, became very active only within a 20-minute colonic session. We only
Wow.
held the water for 20 minutes every session study we did. And we seen yeast and parasites move away from the blood cell. And we seen red blood cells that were clotted together, or, those that were good, got nice and bright, flowed through the blood faster, and separated. So those cells said, oh, yes, thanks for the oxygen. So that let me know that the ozone running into the main tank was actually penetrating to the cells. That
Mhm.
let me know the Cocoon water does what it says it's supposed to do, which is give you more oxygen to your body. Then we also did the Kangen water, which is the
Not familiar.
alkaline. Kangen water is a unit that's made in Japan that you can connect to your faucet, and you can make alkaline water.
Okay.
Okay. Most people notice that there's a difference with alkaline water because you might cough up mucus. You're getting some movement of impurities out of the body, but on a cellular level, the blood cells clotted together, like they joined up together, like they didn't know how to respond. And then 10 minutes later, when we ran the blood after the colonic session was over, the cells had opened back up and flowed nicely. But on immediate impact, the Cocoon drinking water and me running the ozone into our main tank with our regular filtered water did the same exact thing. So the oxygen won the game.
You should be proud of yourself to even do that.
I am so thankful that God put that in my mind to do. So I
Yes.
did that study, and that's how we do. We're so confident in what the ozone does to the body, because I didn't want to put something out there just to have something to charge for. I needed to know that there was some scientific backing with it. So I'm
So
thankful to Thomas Brewer.
that's wonderful. I got to give you a clap, clap, because,
Thank you.
we have ideas and sometimes we don't execute the ideas or go through the process. You not only had an idea, not only did you put it into play, you were able to gather enough evidence to say, this is why it worked. You are absolutely amazing. I
Well,
think
thank you.
that
Thank
is
you. God
wonderful.
would let me sleep. It's like when I took over Healing Waters, I had so many things that I had to do, whether from our marketing and videos that you see now on the website, to just re-strategizing, wearing uniforms, and making sure that we put systems in place that all join together. So everything we do here in the facility, all complements each other. So I always encourage people, do the Oberon scan, get a baseline first, know what you're dealing with, so you can go back to her 6 weeks later and get rescanned again and go, all these things I did, now this shows that my body has improved XYZ. So everything is complementary towards one another in here.
I love that. Like, you listen, what's that song? And I'm geeked and I'm fired up. Girl, that is, I love that. And because and let me just say this. I try to spirit by the spirit. I don't care what somebody look like. If your spirit is high, but you look like me and you're giving this information, and it's just so wonderful. And I'm so excited to hear that.
Thank
I
you.
really am. You may think
Thank
I'm
you.
just geeking, but it's a wonderful to know that you applied that and did that. Now, let me ask you this question. Because you have identified this additional source to, add the benefits, when you go to a conference, do you share this? Do you now become a consultant with this information? Because really, you're the author of this. You did the work. You can support it by the observations that you put together. So do you go around showing other? Okay.
No, not yet. My coworker that does the scan, Lita, who does it, she was like, "Where are those videos?" I'm like, "On my phone." We did it 5 years ago in 2020. I said, "I don't know, Lita. I got the information." She was like, "It should be playing." I'm like, "I'm gonna do it in a little bit."
Uh,
I got hesitant because sometimes an overload of information for people that, and because we're up against the medical system,
yes.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I like what I do. I just want to be
Yes.
here to do what I do.
And
And
that
so,
overall is better than doing that one little thing here and there.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to speak into your energy zone. Keep doing you, and it will come a time. So document.
That time is arising now. It's definitely here now. Yeah,
See,
it's here now. It's
see.
already there. So we're in the transition. When I expressed to you early on, I'm like, I haven't really had time or made time to do any talks or anything like that. So now I'm starting to again pull back and make sure that this information is out there, because now I'm watching and following so many like holistic healers like Dr. Yaki Awakening and Alkaline Jungle, the Goddess Collection, High Frequency Tea. I'm watching all of these people. It's another gentleman I wanted to speak on, but I'm watching all of these people display all of this information with no fear, and I'm like, okay, all right, okay.
No, it's a process to everything. And
Sure.
that journey, even for this process, you're going to be able to speak to someone and say, I was there. Look where I'm at now. I just think it's wonderful that, again, you came up with the process. I can't wait to participate and get a colonic with some. Is it like additional, or is that standard to have the oxygen for a colonic?
Well, our standard price is 85 for just a standard colonic, and we charge an additional 15. So it's 100 even for the adding the oxygen.
Okay. Okay,
Hmm.
well, I will be prepared when I come. I want to do the oxygen one, but anyway, it's not about me. It's about you. Um, let's
I'm
go
glad.
back.
I'm glad you're excited, though.
I really am. I really am, and I want not only me to be excited. I want somebody to watch this today. Well, not today, but when it comes out a year from now, 2 years from now, and say, this was the catalyst for me to try it and like it. So I just want to
Absolutely.
provide the information and also let them know about music, which is the great connector. So,
Absolutely.
saying all that to say, can you identify a song that you've been singing the majority of your life and then you was like, wait 1 minute, I've been singing that song all this time and now I realize what it's all about?
Hmm. I can't really put. I probably would say the. Hmm. I really really can't. I don't know. I probably would say the butterflies again because I didn't understand that as a kid,
Oh,
But I would probably say that the butterfly song by Mariah.
mhm.
But most of the times I'm listening to like jazz music or trap music like T.I. or Rick
Yeah.
Ross.
Okay, somebody got, and I saw you speaking of trap music. I did see you talking about them low riders. Is that what you like, sis?
I
Come on.
love Blow Riders. I love them.
I
my
said, go
mom
ahead.
My mom took me to a car show probably when I was somewhere maybe between 10 and 12, I don't know. And I was at the convention center at the, no, not the convention center, on Washington, Cashman Field,
Okay.
where it was for many years. And so obviously that did something for me as a kid, and I didn't really know how into cars I was until I got older, like 15, 16. And so, yeah, I love lowriders. I love a 63 Chevy and I want a 96 Impala. And I posted that. So I'm
Ooh,
manifesting that 96 Impala, all black or all white,
listen, I want to see you in it rolling down the street, and the music better be booming,
all
okay?
the time, all the time.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
that we get to show multiple sides. You know, you being in your profession, you're always very professional. And I'm not saying that's not, it's just another side. And I think
yeah.
we need to understand that it's multiple sides to all of us. But yes,
Absolutely. Yes, we have. And again, that comes with me now knowing who I am, knowing what my gift is, participating in my life's journey, and going, I can connect with different variations of people. I mean, I play with the back end every day. What do you want me to say?
okay, you a special kind of girl. That's all I got to say.
I am. But it also lets me know that I can connect with any individual at any time, anywhere. And again, a part of me growing up here, my grandfather being from the South, he wanted us to explore, have different experiences.
Hmm.
He was from Birmingham, my grandmother was from Louisiana. So he put me in the Catholic school. So my kindergarten was Divine Providence on D Street in West Las
Yes.
Vegas. So that having Catholic nuns to see and participate with gave me a different viewpoint of other ethnicities, how to participate in things like that, and not have the "woe is me" syndrome, or
Yes.
or be at a social disposition. I also went to St. Joseph Catholic School from first to third grade. So I still have my few lifetime friends from
Wow.
those two schools alone. So, and then of course I went over into the public schools. And with all of that, it's been a beautiful journey because growing up in Las Vegas gives you a buffet of dealing with seeing and how to operate on a different scale. So I can go to a low rider show, I can go to a trap concert, I can go to a jazz concert, I can go to a country concert, I can do all these things and be comfortable about me
Yeah,
because
no.
the connection is health. We all have to deal with our health, our mental, and our physical. And I
Yeah.
can have a conversation about that anytime with anybody, anywhere.
I love that. I love that. And just to piggyback off of what you mentioned about being born and raised here in Vegas, that is one thing that is our superpower. We do deal with multiple different ethnicities, and we don't have a problem. Whereas I've been some other places and they was like, what is that? Or how do you operate? And I think we just always had to work spiritually. If your spirit worked with mine and my spirit worked with yours,
That's
we
it.
okay, you know.
Absolutely.
So I love that. And I do want to, every time I have my natives on, I ask them their perspective. What do you see Vegas now and for in the future? What's your perspective?
Oh, I didn't see it. I did not ever think that we would have sports teams. So, so here we go.
Me too.
Um, so the transition of having more traffic, more, in the sports team, it's a beautiful thing. I don't think we're eh, so much ready on the city side of things. Like most people are used, they have their dynamic, right? You have the people that do the tailgating and all of these things that are normally done at your HBCUs or your colleges, where we're not that college town, right? So the infrastructure still has to grow, and just getting used to that dynamic. Um, just getting used to that dynamic to grow. But I think that we're heading in a decent direction, and I know Las Vegas is going to continue to surpass most, major cities in the arena of different variations that we have. And that's so good that we have different things. You can go from mountains to gambling, or from outdoor activities like hiking and seeing springs. So the there is no limitations for Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's just going to continue to grow beautifully. And now that we have the holistic wellness community starting to develop here, and everybody's having these, you know, poetry and the wellness seminars and getting together for those things, it's just going to continue to grow in a beautiful way. So, yeah, I think it's good.
I love that. I love that. I always love to tap in and see what our natives are thinking about our hometown. So thank you for sharing that. And time has gotten away from us because literally I'm so into what you're talking about and really truly learning because even though I had a colonic, I didn't know all these things that you told or you're explaining about. So it's really intriguing me even more. I look forward
Yeah.
to visiting your place and having some procedures done. I'll say that.
Okay.
And with that being said, if any of my audience wants to tap in, can you provide your social media handles, a phone number? Tell them again the name of we know it's Healing Waters, but just give us all those things and anything else you would like to share. If you have any specials going on this won't air right now, but into the new year, whatever you want to give.
Okay, well, we don't have any specials going on right now, but it's best to always go on our website, which is www.myhealingwaters with an S LV.com. So any specials we have, we're going to post them on our website. It'll pop up right away. Our telephone number is 702-388-4124. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, Healing Waters LV, and I think it's just Healing Waters LV. So you'll see
Okay.
the little lotus flower. And that's it. We're just excited to have new people, to educate them and get them on their path of healing. And it's a journey. Again, like you said, nothing is one size fits all, but this is a very good starting point, and we're definitely happy to bind other facilities to, I'll send people to other facilities to say, hey, you did what you needed to do here. Now let's go over here. Let's go over here. I send a lot of people to Cocoon. That's KAQUN. That's the oxygenated bathhouse. I send people to regenerative wellness. I've sent people to lymphatics organics, which is a very good deep lymphatic massage. They don't play over there. They're working your body. They're wrapping you in plastic and putting you in the sauna. So
Wow.
I'd say all those things, coupling with a colonic, they move all the stuff and we flush it out. I tell people, do your juicing, eat your foods better, take your herbs, because in the colonics, you can do them all day. But if you're not putting the right things in your body, things are still stuck through the alimentary tract. So it's best to take your herbs, do a protocol, a parasite cleanse, a liver cleanse, and those are all herb-based detoxes you can do. And if I go send someone for a lymphatic massage, I'm like, go to them first, then come to me, because they've stirred up everything, and the colonic will flush out what the body is having a hard time detoxifying, when you use the restroom. So everything comes together. Whether you go to the gym, if you want to go to the gym, go to the gym first, then come to me.
Wow.
Yeah, that's herbs are number one. Everything else, it comes into place.
I love it. I love that you again keep painting that picture on what the benefits are and how they all connect. And shout out to you. I say you're a real business owner, that you connect with other businesses and give them business. And I'm pretty sure they also send people to you. I think that's a wonderful way to everybody eat together. Like, hey, I may not be able to do this, but they can do this, and then you can come back around. And that's just
Yeah,
really being honest with the customer so they
yeah.
can get the maximum benefit.
Yes, there's no harboring over here because I went to different places. I went to different herbal stores. So God is always going to give everybody what they need. As long as you're free with yours, He's free with us. So it's all good for me. I just
Yes.
want people to feel better and feel well. I'm happy to answer any questions whether you come to me or not. I've even sent guests to Las Vegas Colon Hydrotherapy, which is a facility I used to work at. I love Abby and her and Sandra over there who own it now. And I've been over there, took them lunch, took them flowers, took them nozzles,
Oh,
whatever we need. I'm not going to lose a thing. I'm good every day.
you talking that good stuff that people need to hear, because for so long, um, in the last 10 years, the baddest people, or I don't want to say that, it's, it's, it's camouflage. The meaner, the nastier, the badder you are, people put you on a pedestal and said that's the way to be. And we don't want to send that frequency out into the world. We want to
Mm.
send the right frequency that, hey, what I give, it will come back when I give it freely.
That's it. That's how I've operated, and we don't miss a thing. If we're slow, I told the girls, "Good, we're slow. We can catch up on some stuff, and don't worry, it'll be fine." I drive them crazy because I'm never like, "Oh, what were we gonna do?" I'm like, "No, we'll be fine. Don't worry.
You're a
God put us
blessing.
here. God maneuvered us in ways that I never thought could happen. Um, I'm good. I'm
I
happy,
love it. I
and
love
I
it.
appreciate everybody and your time."
Oh, that is so wonderful. Well, before we get out of here, listen, I still have one more music question. You just can't get out of here without that. So, my third season is about taking care of yourself. Like really, I'm missing the word, but it's about let me see, discovering yourself.
Okay.
So I would like you to dedicate a song to the world based on you discovering yourself. And you cannot use Mariah
I can't use
Carey.
Mariah. I'm not gonna use Mariah.
Well, you can if you want to, but just something that you can dedicate to the world that you discovered about yourself. A song.
Okay. Never would have made it by Warren Sapp.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Because God is all we have. God is our source. God is our everything. And if we don't tap in, we can't make it. And God will put us in position to always bring us back when we go too far and give us lessons through people, through situations that will always bring us back to the source of where we need to be. And He will continue to put us on the same hamster wheel if we don't express the love and the guidance that He's given us and the lessons that He's put in front of us. So I am glad that that type of song that says, I never would have made it without you, Lord, because if I don't tap back in with you, I'm just going to stay stuck in transition. So God has always been my mechanism. I express that to our guests. We pray in here, and God continues to elevate and put me in the right path around the right people with the right energy and a good heart. I don't we don't miss. So Warren Sapp never would have made it because
Ah!
God took us. We could have been closed. I wanted to walk away several times, and I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't. So God wouldn't let me, and neither would the people that work with me here.
Well, that's a true testimony, and you're still here. I think that's a wonderful way to really tell people that you will have challenges, but you got to tap in, as you say, and you never would have made it if it was not for God letting you know that you still got it. You can still work it. Don't give up. Keep going.
Absolutely. That's where we have to be.
Yes.
That's the foundation.
I agree. I agree. Well, it has absolutely been a wonderful time learning from you. Thank you for sharing your perspective on what you do and how you do it and how it can benefit any and everyone.
Yes.
On this platform, I always talk about the journey and the destination. The journey is where we learn and where we grow. The destination is where we celebrate. Far too often we work, and we're not celebrating. We have to have a time to celebrate. So once you celebrate and you have a good time, then it's time to get back into that journey so you can learn and grow and possibly have another celebration again. So I say all that to say, when I have my men on, I salute them, but when I have my women on, I bow to them. So I bow to you, beautiful lady.
Thank you. Thank you. Back at you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I always give my guests last words. So last words go to you.
We're here to open with open arms for your journey, and it's a pleasure to meet each and every person that we can come in contact with, and we hope that we can bless you with love and peace and an uplifting word, uplifting the spirit. So, and Hallema, thank you for doing what you're doing. God bless your podcast and everybody else who's doing what they're doing to get the word out for people like myself and educating individuals. So thank you for being a blessing, and blessings will continue to come over you and everybody that's looking to be blessed.
I love it. I love it. You guys, please put your hands together and thank my beautiful, I have to say it one more time, my beautiful guest with the beautiful smile, Miss Vinisha Kelley. And as I say to all of my guests, I'll see you out here in these Las Vegas streets.
Hey, I'm looking forward to the next vegan meet.
Absolutely.
Have a day. Have a happy holidays once again, and thank you for blessing me with your time and your gorgeous face and smile and presence as well.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.